Welcome back to the survival series, and this area around our mine is looking pretty ugly. The ground's a mess, the farms look like a joke, and it needs sorting out. So today we're going to be turning into this. Look how good this looks. There's different fields, there's roads, there's street lights, we've got grassy verges, but we have to get there first. And now most of this video is going to be cut out, and I won't even bother with time lapses. This took a good 6 or 7 hours, so I'm just going to be jumping ahead at times, like now, and you can sort of see I've done a ton of terraforming there, and again, that took so long, so I'm not going to sit and force you to watch that in high speed. So I'm going to get straight into the sort of the roads part of this, because the roads are what I'm going to be building around. We're going to be building fields around some of the roads, and I had a look at a couple of different designs, and I'm just going to show them here. So I looked at one with path blocks with gaps, I looked at one with path blocks without the gaps, I looked at a couple of different kinds of wood for the fences, one with verges on the sides so we could put some kind of flowers and some grass down them, and also one with coarse dirt. And I quite like the path blocks that have the verges on the sides because we can put some grass and flowers down them. They look a little bit more realistic. We've sort of got these tyre tread marks or, you know, wagon wheel tread marks, so that's the design I'm going to go for. And I'm just going to break down these other ones and then we'll get straight into it. Okay, so like I said, we're going to start building the roads here, and I'm going to be using fence posts and just using the sort of path blocks that have been introduced in 1.13. And yeah, so I'm just going to put this in, and I'm going to time lapse a little bit of this, and then I'm just going to skip right through to having the roads built, because you get the idea fairly quickly here. Okay, and here is much later. We've got a lot of roads now, and as you can see, we've got a bit of a crossroads here, which I think looks quite interesting. Let me know what you think about that. And if we look down these different roads, we're going to have these going off in different directions, doing different stuff. And if we follow this right the way down, again, it's looking a bit boring now. I am going to tidy this up a bit. But if we look down to the right here, we can see that the village is down there, and we're going to connect this road up with that village. So again, I'm not going to make you watch this, but that's the direction this is going to be going in. And we're also going to be putting street lights in. So as you can see here, I'm just going to put a couple of fence posts in and just pillar up. I'm going to have these going sort of 4 fence posts high for now, and then just put one on top there, and then we're going to go around the other side here, just place one out, and then we're going to put a lantern underneath. Yeah, I think that looks quite cool. And see what it looks like at night time, really. Okay, so here's it at night time, and I think it looks really nice. I've added some plants down the sides and some flowers, and I think it's coming together a bit. We do need some farms though, but yeah, I think the shadows, the lighting on this is okay. I probably need to put quite a lot more of these in, but yeah, it's not bad for now. Okay, so now it's time to get into the farming. So I've got myself a diamond hoe, and you might not know this, but you don't actually need huge rivers to get the sort of wet soil. All you need to do is use one water source block, and that will allow you to keep an area moist that is 4x4 in all directions, and that includes diagonals, so you can get this massive big grid just from using one water source block. Now, I'm going to be going ham with this a little bit because I do need to have an absolute ton of area covered. So I'm going to put a little bit of this into time lapse, and then again I'm just going to cut it all out because it took forever. Okay, so that's that bottom area done. But there is still this absolutely enormous field to do, and again, this looks deceptive from where we are, but this is a huge, huge area, so we need to get all of that out and cover it in wheat. And just to give you an idea of how much of this there is, that was the achievement just there for breaking a diamond hoe, so now I need to reevaluate my life according to Minecraft. So we need to get ourselves another diamond hoe, because there's still quite a lot more to do, so we'll go and grab one of those. And this time we're going to enchant it with unbreaking because I don't want to keep wasting diamonds on hoes. Never spend diamonds on hoes. Okay, so we've planted loads. It's looking pretty good. There's still a bit of space at the back there that we're going to need to seed. But I also want to get some bananas. There's no bananas in Minecraft. I want to get some potatoes down in this field behind us. And so that's the next thing I'm going to do. Just get some of those down. I need to terraform a bit of the land first, but I'll cut to me having done the potatoes. Now, when I was terraforming, I realised that there's this little tip, you might not know it. If you want to get rid of large sections of grass like this, you can take a water bucket, place it down, and it will get rid of everything. And anything that was going to drop seeds will be dropped anyway, so you can just run around and collect those afterwards. But yeah, it's a nice quick way of getting rid of loads of grass and getting nice big flat areas. Okay, so I planted some hedges around these fields as well. Now this is what farms in the UK look like. They put hedges around them, and I think it looks pretty decent from here. I think I might make them a little bit shorter, but yeah, I think they look quite nice, and it's quite a cheap way of putting a wall around an area, so I think that'll do for now. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so we can sort of see now the kind of tiers on the farms. So over there we've got the mine and the cowshed from earlier in the season. Again, I'm just going to link those at the end of the video. You can see that the wheat field is now full, and I've put that hedge around it, and that took hours, let me tell you. My lord, that took so much time. We've got the potatoes on the hills as well. We've got this road that goes up to the village, and that's been decorated with lots of different flowers now. Off camera, I've also done this carrot farm over here, and again that goes behind these trees, and that is also pretty massive. I'll show you that in a moment or two when I do the tour. And in this space over here, we're going to be doing something in the next episode, and I'm going to be building a barn and some silos and sort of making it look a bit more like a farm over there. So we've got a big section for that. Now, I got curious as to how many potatoes we get from one sort of yield, so I decided that I was going to harvest them all. And yeah, I've time-lapsed a little bit of this, but again, it's a massive field, so I didn't bother putting this all in the video. But yeah, have a guess now. I'll show you in a second. So in total, for those of you who want to know the numbers, we got 2,622 potatoes and 13 spoiled ones. God knows how much wheat, because the wheat field is at least 3 times the size of this. Yeah, but that was going to take a while. Okay, now I've also got this beetroot farm done. We're going to be needing a lot of beetroot for the barn build, because we're going to be making it out of red concrete probably, or red wool. And I've put all 2,000 potatoes, or 2,600 potatoes into this, and we're going to get some bone meal out of that, because that's quite handy, especially for doing the grass and stuff later on. Okay guys, if you've lasted this long, allow me to give you a final tour of the farm. So here is the beetroot farm. We're going to need all of this beetroot and probably quite a lot more to get the red dye for the concrete we're going to need for the barn we're going to build in the next tutorial over in that big patch of land. Here we have our carrot farm, and it's absolutely massive. This took quite a while. And again, the potato farm, which is even bigger, and you can't really see the tiers here, but there's quite a lot of tiers that this goes down, and I think that looks quite cool. We've got the hedges going around the outside. We've got our street lights and our road with this sort of like worn down path like we were talking about earlier. And we've got our flowers and our grass going down the sides of the verges. I think they look quite cool. We have the buildings over there, which we built in the previous videos. So we've got the mine and we've got the cowshed. I'll probably link the videos to those at the end of this video in case you haven't seen those. We have over here the vineyardy style area, so we've got melons here and we've got pumpkins here, and we've just put these like this so that they can only grow in one place, and that's exactly where we want them. Then we can just run down and chop them if we want them. And this is the big patch of land where we're going to be building the barn, silos, all of that sort of juicy stuff in the next episode once we've got lots of pumpkins. Over here we've got the wheat farm. Now this thing is absolutely huge. This just goes on and on. This must have took 3 hours maybe to plant. I have no idea how much wheat this will yield, but if you guys want to see how much it actually yields, then I'm sure we could do a video on that. If you really want to torture me, that is. And let's have a look. So it's getting dark now, so we can start to see these street lights in action. It would have been quite cool to do a sort of redstone street light where they be activated by the light somehow and sort of come on at night time. Maybe I'll explore that later on. But for now, these are quite cool. And I think it's quite nice. Now, obviously, they don't give it full coverage, but I think seeing these shadows in between is quite nice and it's a little bit more interesting. And there are some mobs coming. But as we can see, we've got the road that goes through to the village now. So that's going to be quite nice. And once we've got a silo and stuff here, we can do some trading and get some emeralds. But yeah, that's pretty much everything of the video. Quite like these street lamps. Probably need a few more just down that end. Maybe a few in the actual fields to stop anything from spawning, or that might sort of ruin the look. So I might do some maybe jack-o'-lantern style scarecrows. Maybe that'll keep the light level up. Don't know, we'll have a play with it. But yeah, I do like this. I like this layout. I think it's quite nice. It's a lot more interesting than what we had before, which was just a couple of empty fields and it looked a bit scabby. But yeah, it's starting to look nice. Down here was the automatic bone meal dispenser you saw earlier, but again, that's nothing too amazing. It's quite small. But yeah, I think it's looking more like an actual farm, and we'll just keep on building in this now and get that barn done in the next episode. I think that would be a good idea. And as per usual, we do the YouTube beg thing at the end of the video. So if you enjoyed this video and you're not already a subscriber, please do subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and you'll get to see the more and more of the stuff that we actually do. And if you are a subscriber and you liked it, like it. And if not, tell me why down below. Give me a comment. Tell me what you'd like to see. Some of the really interesting comments we've had recently have been to do a hardcore 100-day video. I tried that. It went really, really badly, and I'll be uploading that not too long after this video, I wouldn't have thought. And so also, obviously, we've discussed at the start of this video that we've changed the channel over. It's no longer going to be a Crafty Panda video or a Crafty Panda channel. It's going to be this new Psyber character, and this is what he looks like, as we've said before. I think it looks quite cool. I like the Psy logo in the middle of the chest. That's the Greek letter for Psy. And I think it's just a bit more interesting. It means that we're not going to have to compete with enormous channels, and the videos aren't going to get lost. So yeah, let me know what you think about that change as well, if you're interested in giving any feedback about that. Bro, so next time, like I said, we'll be building this barn over here. And I'll probably do that as more of a tutorial style build, but it'll still be on the survival series. Again, let me know what you think about that. And I'll see you next time.